A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Oh, you think you wanna start shit? I ain't even from this world, just call me Martian. I could kick you down a hole just like a Spartan. Fuck with me and you will never be pardoned. Yeah.
Push myself to my limits, I'm in it to win it. Forget the beginning, it's now that you're living. Don't be forgiven, don't fear what you're missing. A mind like a killer, you need to be driven. 10 steps ahead, you prepared in the head? Think this shit through or just wing it instead? I'm tired of working so hard for this bread. I'm hungry as fucking fucked up in the head. I'm sick of these lazy bums, they all get nothing done. Waiting to have someone take care of everyone. I don't need anyone, this shit ain't any fun. It takes hard work to make yourself a penny, son. And I will not be the one with regrets. And I will not hear the doubt or the threats. And I'm not one to ever forget. So what's the fuck out while I'm coming for you next?
Shit. I ain't even from this world, just call me Martian. I could kick you down a hole just like a Spartan. Fuck with me and you will never be pardoned. Yeah. Oh, you think you wanna start shit? I ain't even from this world, just call me Martian. I could kick you down a hole just like a Spartan. Fuck with me and you will never be pardoned.
This is Sparta!
It's been like driving me crazy, these people complacent. Too many are lazy but wanna see changes. You can all hate me, you're slaves to these wages. You need to be crazy to head out for greatness. Don't want excuses, I wanna see movement. Just watch like a student and see how they do it. Need some improvement, we all need solutions. So be the one who could just stack up and do it. You ain't never gonna stop me, I'll be found. Climb my way to the top like a rebound. I'ma be the one to pop with a new sound. I'ma be the one to drop MCs down. Go off in the hills with this shit. Think that I'm lost but I'm found in this bitch. Think that I'm not what I say that I is. Think that I got what they need when I spit.
I ain't even from this world, just call me Martian. I could kick you down a hole just like a Spartan. Fuck with me and you will never be pardoned. Yeah. Oh, you think you wanna start shit? I ain't even from this world, just call me Martian. I could kick you down a hole just like a Spartan. Fuck with me and you will never be pardoned. Yeah.
My vengeance ends now.
We about to push the power in the overload. Time to go another level past overflow. We gon' do the most, overthrow the comatose. Raise it up till the vibe reach Holy Ghost. Yeah, this a monolith in the making. All you heard was rumbling coming up from the basement. Ain't nothing erasing the legacy I'm creating. I just elevated the name, then I engraved it. Yeah, this a lift off energy. Got a date with destiny and she feeling my chemistry. Manifestation, dreams to delivery. Mind over matter, faith over disbelief. Here we go, if you with me let me know. Fired up and my level never low. Here we go, if you with me let me know. Ready, set, ready, set. Here we go, if you with me let me know. Fired up and my level never low. Here we go, yeah, I feel incredible. Ready, set, ready, set. I know this the moment you've been waiting on. In the awakening, the main event to take you home. Anything they say impossible, we taking on. We gon' shift the energy, we gon' change the tone. I can feel a rise in the vibe, I'm a ride. You can see it in my eyes, I'm alive, I'm a ride. Inspiration radiating from inside, I'm a vibe. Universe been tryna hit me on my line, I'm alive. We taking off and ain't no counting down. About to run 100 laps around the speed of sound. I dug into my spirit and look at what I found. The element, the fuel, to lift off the ground. Here we go, if you with me, let me know. Fired up, and my level never low. Here we go, if you with me, let me know. Ready, set, ready, set. Here we go, if you with me, let me know.
level with the curb. Always in the backseat singing like a bird. Oh no, take me to the good life. Stranger on the mountain, hanging on your words. Walking in a nightmare, everything is good. Oh no, take me to the good times. Don't forget what you told me. I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. Watching, waiting, my prey is praying. There's no escaping. My blood's pumping. I go 100. The hunter, the hunted. Robbers in the spaceship, crashing through the air. Devils in the details, lapis in your hair. Oh no, I can see the future. Take another picture, drop it on your tongue. Let your body burn down, breathe it in your lungs. Oh no, take me to your leader. Don't forget what you told me. I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. Watching, waiting, my prey is praying. There's no escaping. My blood's pumping. I go 100. The hunter, the hunted. Take you to the red line, bring you with the force. Bury deep in your mind, soldier in the war. Oh no, you can run, but you can't hide. Watching, waiting, my prey is praying. There's no escaping. My blood's pumping. I go 100. The hunter, the hunted.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hello, how's everyone doing this evening? Another late stream, but we have a new game. And this is the final opportunity if anyone wants to guess what this new game is for some extra points. In fact, let me open up the extra points now. Now, at the beginning, do you get your points? It's been a while since I've done this. Where did I put the bookmark? How is everyone doing this fine evening? Hello, Sir Troll. Hello, Sir Juju.
Hello there.
Hello, Sir Anakin.
Yes.
There's my link. All right, so everyone in the opening will get, I'll give everybody 1,000 points. And whoever, if anyone guesses what game we're about to play, then you'll get an extra 1,000 points on top of that. Loading up. Let's see, where the hell? Where's the points part? One moment, it's been a while since I awarded points. But yeah, the points will be useful for the upcoming December giveaway, where I'll be giving away this game right here that we'll be playing in a few minutes. troll guess is Kingdom Hearts. Is that even on PC? Not sure it is. I think that might still be a PlayStation exclusive. And unfortunately, I have no PlayStation. You know, except, I'm zipping it. I'm not making that joke. Except your mom! Alright, current all-time award to all everyone 1000. Give points. What does it say? So 1000. Wait, why does it say I have to fill out a username? Jackie Chan the Myth, 2005. Well, that's a pretty good guess, but no cigar. So the points thing is being kind of weird. It used to have like a button to award everyone points. Now it's like making me choose individuals instead of just... Anyway, I'll figure that out later. I'll give everyone 1,000 points later for being here. But if you guess, I'll give you extra. But we shall begin. Let's open up the launcher, your first hint. It has a launcher. Few more hints while it gets going here. So this game, it is a shooter, and it's probably the best gunplay and the best tactical shooter I've played since back in the day with a Rainbow Six, like the original Rainbow Six games, like the first probably 1 to 2 Rainbow Sixes. They were so good. You know, you would have to, you'd have to try to save hostages and get the terrorists, and, you would breach doors, and you would have to decide you're going to breach it with a shotgun or with a door charge or with a C4. Uh-oh, if you use the wrong thing, you might kill the hostage with the explosive, or you might alert the terrorists if you approach the situation the wrong way, and then the hostage dies, or the bomb gets planted, or the cell phone bomb goes off. It was so good. But this game here is the closest to or the fun level that I had back then with tactical game. Like a lot of tactical games like nowadays, they try to channel some of the aspects of that. And this goes a little bit farther. Like you didn't have to like drink or eat, back in Rainbow Six, the original Rainbow Sixes, but that's because, they were really older games. That pushes the limits of what those kind of games were doing back then. But this has some more features like that. But normally when people incorporate, mechanics like you have to eat, you have to drink, and you can only sprint for a certain period of time, before you run out of stamina. When in real life, people can run for like literally all day long, like 24 hours straight. But in most games, you can't run that long. But it makes a lot more sense when you're carrying a lot of heavy gear, that you have, lesser stamina. So, plus the adrenaline of the situation and stuff like that, maybe the environment you're into, maybe there's smoke grenades going off, many things it's not like trying to run in open tundra for hours and hours on end. But many games that introduced like survival mechanics, I do not enjoy. If it's a scenario, though, which this game has, which is like the perfect balance of like the best gunplay I've felt in any tactical game, bar none, and the most accurate. Well, some of the like the recoil is ridiculous. It's like everyone has spaghetti arms, so it's not 100% accurate when it comes to recoil. But that's specifically done for the difficulty of the game. Because this is basically like the Dark Souls of shooters. That's like one of the things that quote reviewers say, like right on the website when you download the game, the Dark Souls of FPS games. And it's not inaccurate. That is actually how it feels. It's very satisfying. So, with all of those hints, does anybody have a final guess? Blue says, was I right when I guessed? You were incorrect. But I just reeled off a whole bunch of hints. So if nobody gets it at this point, then you don't deserve the points. Now we launch the game. You have until it launches for final guesses. I think I've gotten it pretty stable. I had to do a few, like this game is also, it's still in beta. That's another hint. So it's kind of notorious for, especially since a certain patch, it's notorious for being a little stuttery, a little, especially during certain circumstances, like when certain NPCs appear, or if you're like trying to aim down sights at certain times. But, you know, it's a beta. They're still working on it. And it's extremely encouraging that it's I'm having this much fun, even though it's still a beta. Whereas, you know, games like Battlefront, they're not improving that anymore. That's just, you just got to take what you get. So hopefully they'll fix some of the the issues that I have with this game are common to like pretty much like all betas that I've ever played for like multiplayer games. So this has a few issues like fixing the networking issues, the stuttering. Sometimes when you see another player, the game will just like stutter. And that only started, apparently, from what I've read in like Reddit and stuff, that only started happening at like a certain update. And also some of the audio can be a little difficult to determine where the enemy actually is based on the audio cues. Like, are they behind you? Are they above, below? But again, hopefully they'll improve that over time. And it's still the best in any game I've played so far, pretty much. As far as like sound design, Hunt Showdown comes close. As far as some of the mechanics go, the sound design, how important sound design is to the game. But I think this does it better in the sense of like it's a little harder to pinpoint where people are because, you know, it's still in active development. And they're experimenting with different techniques like, what is it? Binaural sound. Yeah, binaural sound. Which I think I've done comparisons like as far as like what's easier to pinpoint people with. And I think it's easier with the binaural sound. I think this used to be called Steam sound. But it's better with it on. Still needs work though. Still needs tweaking. And like transitioning between different environments can be a little jarring. It's not a smooth transition. Let's get as with all new games, we have to get the sound balance proper. We'll do that as we go along. Let's see. That should be fine. We'll try this. All right, let's I think I have a quest where I have to go to the woods map. The way that this works is you have your scav and you have your on the right here is your main player character. You can either choose the US basically mercenary forces, or you can choose Russian mercenary forces, and like they're both like government hired mercenaries. So I chose the US mercenary so I can actually understand the stuff that he says. And the scav is like sort of a Hunt Showdown character that's temporary and disposable. Well, it's not temporary, it's disposable. So if your scav dies, you get another scav. If your PMC or your main character dies, then PMC, private military contractor, if your PMC dies, then it just comes back. But you'll lose all the gear that you took into the raid, except for what's in a secure container, which I only have 4 slots of because I have the basically the most basic bitch version of the game, which you can update. You can upgrade your version to like the advanced version over time, which I really like. You don't have to like just go out and buy the best version again on top of what you already got. So basically, if you die in a raid as your PMC, then all of your stuff is lost, and except for what's in your alpha pouch here, which is only 4 slots at the bottom. And they gave me a bunch of like starter stuff. And they do that, you know, when you get the game. I guess when you get the beta version anyway. some of the things I love besides the gunplay and the sound design, which again still needs work, but the music is fantastic. This has a wonderful soundtrack to it. Like I have the settings to where while I'm actually in a match, the music doesn't play, but at the end of the match it'll play, you know, because I don't want to be distracted and all that. But at the end of the match it'll play, and then in the menu it plays, and it's just such a good soundtrack. So whoever was in charge of that part certainly earned their pay. And so brief overview. I'm not using post FX. I spent 2 or 3 days straight just optimizing the shit out of my system, specifically to get this as buttery smooth and as visually not stunning, but like legible, or just being able to notice enemies the easiest at like all distances and stuff like that. So anyhow, these are my settings as far if anyone's curious. Pretty much got everything deactivated. A lot of people say, like a lot of people recommend to, where is it, in game options, I think, only use physical cores. They say to like check this, and then a lot of people will say use Project Lasso because apparently this has been broken in previous patches. I don't know if it still is. So to where it won't actually only use physical cores, but I find that the game performs better with basically without this. So with using both the physical cores and the, you know, virtual threads. So, but this might be like an Intel versus AMD thing, because there's just a lot more threads on my like AMD chip than there is on like an Intel chip. So Intel CPUs don't typically have as many threads to work with as like my 5900X. So it could be a case-by-case thing. I would recommend that if you want to experiment with trying to find the smoothest setting for you and your system build, then you're going to have to try both settings, and you're going to have to save it. Some people say you have to check it, save, and then, you know, check it again, and then save, and then reboot the game. It's like really finicky. Or you can use Process Lasso to ensure that it's, you know, only using physical cores. I would say try both things, but you're going to have to reboot the game either way to make sure. But that's about it for a little rundown about all the things I've been trying to do to get this as smooth as possible. It also made Battlefront smoother as well as a side effect. So that's nice. Alright, so I have a quest to identify or to find one of the NPCs, because you got these traders here, and Jaeger I don't have yet. I have to go to the woods map and find him. But I have a few different quests, which it's like a tactical FPS mixed with an MMO, where you have like these quests, and like while you're in the world, you have to find certain items. Like it could be screws, could be you know, war-torn areas. Everything is valuable, from drills to glue to everything. GPUs, so you can mine bitcoins back at your base. You actually have like a base you can build out, a hideout. It's freaking cool. So here's my hideout. It's pretty trash right now because it's, you know, just starting the game. I think I only have the vents built and the stash. So everything is pretty trashed right now. But there's a bunch of like stations and stuff you can build, rest space, heating. There's a little campfire there already. Illumination. There's a Bitcoin farm that you can get going for like passive income, but you have to find GPUs like in the raids that you do. Bunch of cool mechanics in this game. So freaking awesome. If Star Citizen does end up going like in this sort of direction, which I think they are, because like a lot of the aspects of the gameplay are very similar, like having to eat and drink is almost, many things are like Star Citizen employees designing the game play Tarkov as like their main FPS game, and they wanted the ground FPS and Star Citizen to go in that direction, and I am all for that. That is like the dream concept. My dream game concept would be Tarkov for the FPS gameplay mixed with Star Citizen for like the, you know, the ships and the planets and all that other stuff, and the trading, the market and all that stuff. So hopefully Star Citizen can pull it off, but this is certainly doing, I think this is absolutely going to beat it to the release date, and might be far better in FPS than Star Citizen for a while, but it can provide a roadmap. So hopefully they are doing that, as it seems that they are. Oh, you can also like physically walk around in it too, which is cool. I'm a shark. Rawr. Cozy campfire. So yeah, the only thing I have right now is the ventilation and the storage. And we're about to drop into the woods map to unlock Jaeger, the trader. Let me check my gear real quick. This is all I'm taking right now. Okay. Oops, yeah. Alright, so I'm not sure if I can take a scav to woods and try to find the area I'm supposed to go. I don't know any of these maps either. And like it's hardcore in the sense that you don't get like a HUD or a map that you can pull up. You can purchase maps, and then you have to do it like you do in the real world. You know, pull out your compass, you know, try to read, you know, or try to navigate based on the map and the compass and the terrain and all that stuff. So I really, really like that. Like if you're gonna go with a realistic tactical FPS, go with the full 9 yards. You know, don't be like Hunt Showdown. It doesn't appeal to me personally. It's not my cup of tea. You know, if you're gonna do the realism, really do the realism. Do all of it. And this game is the closest to any FPS game I've played as far as like the realistic tactical FPS goes, with fantastic gunplay. Like the gunplay feels a lot better than Hunt Showdown. So let's go to, I guess I could try with Scav first, just to like warm up. Just to warm up, I'll do a factory, which is like the easiest map to start out on and learn things and stuff. Get a feel for gunplay and movement, like weight affects everything, how floaty you are. You can drop your backpack, like just the keybinds for everything are so satisfying. It really feels like you can control your character. You know, you can drop your backpack to be able to maneuver better and go around faster. And even bait people out. Like you can drop your backpack, and then some people or someone like goes up to it to try to like look at their good stuff that might be in it, and then you just tap them in the head. Easy. This game has so much just fun aspects of gameplay to it. Smith says, do you need to build weapons or buy them? Well, you can find, I think if you, this is just during the beta, I'm not sure how it will work during full release. But right now, if you buy the beta, then you get a whole bunch of like starter gear. You get like starter guns and armor and basically everything you could possibly need to just get going. But also, you know, people have just started with only a knife. You know, they delete everything. As hard as this game is, it really is like the Dark Souls of shooters. They'll delete everything and just start with a knife, and still you can, you know, don't have gear fear is what I'm saying basically. So don't be where you're gonna die, you're gonna lose all this, you know, you're gonna lose a whole bunch of shit. But the way that the game is designed is that it's like a looter shooter in the sense that you can always get your gear back, and you're only one player kill away from just getting fantastic gear. So do not fear about your gear. And hello, Sir Keegan. How goeth it?
Hello there. Hello there.
All right, so but even if like the game releases and they don't give you all these goodies, if you buy it after, you know, release, and you don't get all the pre-order benefits or the beta benefits or whatever. And this is the most basic bitch version again. So, no worries about any of that. The game is fun in any case. So we're going to start with the easiest map. Well, I say easy, it's still... It's normal difficulty. It goes up to insane in difficulty. I think it's normal, hard, and insane, right? And I don't have access to some of these maps because I don't have the tier of the game, you know, that has these. I think these are like the newest ones, so, you know, the newest developed ones, I guess the highest tier backers or whatever get access to first. German helmet. Keegan says, I'm quite sick. Well, good sir, make sure you are well hydrated and have enough electrolytes and, you know, get your good quality food in and plenty of sleep. And you'll get over it. But what is ailing you? Did you catch the bubonic plague? Is this a Plague Tale Keegan's story? No. But yeah, normal, you can start offline and customize it. I just love so many aspects of this game. You can customize how difficult everything is, how many AI, whether or not there are bosses. Dude, I've had so many, just in the past 2 days since I've been playing, and I haven't done any of the online stuff so far. I think I've tried Scav. I've tried like 1 or 2 Scav games, but I haven't tried any of the online PMC stuff because I wanted to do it live on stream. But I've had so many jump scares just in the past 2 days because, you know, it is like your adrenaline gets pumping, like especially if you have bosses enabled. Like it will randomly spawn in like some bosses. You'll unload like an entire clip into like some dude with like level 4 or 5 armor, and it won't even slow him down, and he'll just kill you like Jason Voorhees. It will barrel towards you and end you. Keegan says, a cold, I think, sore throat, nasal drip, very stuffy nose, wrecked voice, etc. Well, it builds your immune system, so it is a good thing. So yeah, it's a very good way to warm up, is to just start offline, enable PvE. I wouldn't, if you're starting off the game, I wouldn't start with the bosses enabled, but I would start as an online. So just start with everything as it is online, but not with bosses enabled, and then you can like just practice and not worry about losing anything. This is what I've mostly been doing, running around making sure everything is stable and smooth. Now I'm finally happy with how everything is. And I'm very encouraged that the stream hasn't crashed so far. Like the first day I was having serious crashing issues. All right, so the first, I'll give you a few, like I keep saying I'm going to make videos about games that I'm like really enjoying. But, you know, the problem with like Elden Ring and stuff like that is that literally 1 billion people made videos about it. So it's like retreading the same ground over and over again. This though, this game's been out for like 6 fucking years, and I knew next to nothing about it. Until the most recent wipe, which I guess there was like a publicity updraft, upswell. But, yeah, there's actually a market need for videos on this for a lot of things, like a lot of aspects. There's one guy did a 3-hour video just on the audio aspects of this game, and there's so many, like this is the most in-depth, besides Path of Exile, I would say this is the most in-depth game to learn as far as all the systems and all the everything. There's just so much to sink your teeth into. And it's not only that it's like a lot to wrap your mind around, it's that once you actually like get everything, they're so fun. All the systems are very, very fun in a way that when other games try to implement similar systems like survival systems or stamina, like limited stamina systems, I don't enjoy it even nearly as much. So One of the first things I would say, I'll just give out a few tips that I have learned in my limited time so far. Very first thing, I would select your pistol so you can load the round that's in it. So if you have to switch to it when you run out of rounds in your main gun's magazine, you don't also have to cock your gun first. So that's the very first thing I would do, switch to that. And also get to your health screen immediately. So that way, when you go to when you press tab to go into your inventory / health, you can immediately look at all the, you can immediately look at all the status effects and stuff, like, because I'm still new. I'm trying to learn like all the icons and all the, because there's so many status effects. You can have your bones broken, you can have 2 different types of bleeding, heavy bleeding and light bleeding. You can take painkillers and then have, like, you know, your vision affected, and it reduces your hydration, and it affects like so many things. I freaking love this game so far. So yeah, this is my favorite starter gun. That, like, you if you buy the basic beta version, you get an MP5 and an M4 and a few like I think it's only this pistol, just 2 of them. But the MP5 is my favorite out of the 2. Like, I saw a bunch of recommendations to start with an SKS as well, because the round is very, very good. Like, the penetration, the armor penetration on the round is good. But I feel like I perform better with the MP5 and learning shot placement over just relying on the armor penetration. I'm still trying to get used to some of the keybinds and stuff. So I know this guy's down there. I don't think I have do I have a stun grenade? I don't have to put a stun grenade on next time. Anyway, I usually prefer to run with stun grenades rather than normal grenades in games. So yeah. This gun is my favorite of the starter ones, and it's got burst fire, single fire, and auto fire. I like all 3 of the versions. But I would say if you're starting out, start with, you know, try all 3, but make sure you practice all 3 fire modes, you know. Don't just only do full auto or burst. Because there are situations, especially on a map like this, where, depending on the engagement distance, this is like probably the smallest engagement distance map, like the most close quarters combat map that there is that I've seen. So not as many different engagement distances, but still, because it's a submachine gun with limited range and stuff, and it still does have kick, you're going to want to use different fire modes for different engagement distances. Single fire is good for pretty much all engagement distances. Burst fire is not obviously not as long as single fire, but longer than. See, I guess he's behind here. You can. Now I'm out. This is only a 20 round magazine. I have to get used to that. Where'd he go? I think he went down here. Oh, nope. I was wrong. It's behind the pillar. So yeah. Then you can loot them. And when you loot them, you actually have to, like, search individual things, and you can press down on the middle mouse button to identify things. So it does take time. You have to think about how exposed you are when you're looting. Like, this is a very exposed spot right here. But I'm offline, so I don't have to worry about a player coming in and sniping me right now. One problem is that the NPCs, though, will just, like, ninja spawn right behind you. and just wait for you to like come around the corner. You'll never hear them. You won't hear any breathing or voice lines or them fidgeting. They'll just stay there like a statue, hidden. Like that guy at least talked. Troll says, my money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. Anakin says, kinda like Rainbow Six. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Especially old school Rainbow Six. Like, let me find one of these doors. Whew. Did not expect him there. So I have burst right now. Auto fire obviously is going to be the shortest range option, but like a shotgun, it will be very effective at short ranges and a little less, less effective at medium ranges. But for medium ranges, what they teach you in the army is, tap fire. You don't just lay on the trigger when you have auto fire, unless they're literally point blank range. And then you can lay on the trigger for as long as, you want to get the job done. But if you're trying to get some precision medium range work done, or even long range with single tap, like you can hold your breath. The default key is Alt, which I'm using too. And try to get like one tap off, and then it'll be like, it'll be like single fire. Kind of best of both worlds, but that takes a little thing called trigger discipline. And different games are, it's easier or harder. Oh my, he has good armor. And friends. Alright, I might be able to sneak a heal in. If I can play Ring Around the Rosie on this pillar. There you go. Let me see if I can hear him breathing. Alright, so for status effects, I currently have a broken bone and a lot of pain. You can either use a painkiller first, or you can splint first. In real life, I think my character would appreciate having the painkiller first, and that will help in a few ways. Like if you're in a lot of pain and your guy's like screaming or giving away your position, because audio is so important in this game, then you can take one of these, take some painkillers, some anal gin, and it will get him to shut the fuck up. and if he's, it'll get him to perform a little better, but it will dehydrate him more. And it will affect the visuals, of the game. So, that's something to... Oh, fucking A. I'm gonna have to reload manually. So I'm on my last clip here. You can check how many is in your round, because there's no HUD. Oh, this is empty. But there's a keybind to check how much is in your clip or your mag, depending on what weapon you're using. I think I have approximately 10. So with 10, I can kill at least one. It's not exactly the best gun or round in the game. Another part is that, I've got 9 minutes to, the goal when you're loading in as a PMC to one of these maps is to loot the area, and do quests and kill the enemies, including other players if it's an online game. Yeah, I hear you breathing. Let me fully heal up. He's gonna try to push me while I'm doing this. Alright, while I'm talking. So, you cannot manually load while you're... you can't get out of this screen and try to look around and load at the same time for some reason. Maybe they'll change that, because you realistically should be able to. and they seem to be going for realism. Josh says, "Is this Escape from Tarkov? It is indeed. I'm greatly enjoying it so far. I'm like sort of scatterbrained explaining the very few things that I've learned about this very complicated and enjoyable game so far." Alright, now we're good to go. Freaking armored armadillo. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get to a secure position and then heal up more. Yeah. I have the high ground! Except this high ground sucks. It's like the worst high ground. I can kill him with as much as I've got left. But let me do this real quick. So I'm splinting, and eventually if you splint first, it will take away the pain eventually. But the pain won't go away if you just use the anal gin, the painkiller. So it's a good idea to always splint first if you have a fracture. The pain will go away on its own. If you're making too much noise because of the pain, then you take, or you can't function properly, like let's say your legs are broken or something like that, or your arms or one arm's broken or something like that, then you can take one of these to get yourself to shut the fuck up, giving away your position, and being able to perform a little better. But you're gonna want to drink water to counteract it as well. Yeah, I hear ya. There's another guy injured. He's dying over there slowly. I'm gonna push the one that's over here. If I can figure out where he is. Alright, so typically I would be looting everyone, trying to find quest items, trying to get money. Then there's different currencies. There's Russian rubles, there's US dollars, then there's Bitcoin, I think. But since I'm offline, I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just practicing keybinds, movement, shooting, and learning extractions. That's another thing. Like, you'll lose everything if you don't extract, or you'll lose everything you looted in the match if you don't extract. You might keep, if you like survive but you don't extract, I think you might keep your currently, like the stuff you brought in with the raid, but you won't keep anything you found in the raid. So you want to learn all the extraction zones. Some of them are only for scavs, some of them are for PMC players, you know, for real players. Yeah, whatever, we're all real players. What player? There's only one extraction for normal PMCs. And let me try to remember where that is. It's going to be real fun trying to find the woods after this, because I have no idea where the quest location is. I've been on that map like 3 or 4 times, just wandering around trying to find the objective. No idea where it is. No clue. So the extraction for both PMCs and scavs is right beyond where that green light is. But a lot of scavs and players will guard this area and try to kill you as you're going in. Like, you can hide behind these pipes here. Oh, see, that guy was waiting. Yep, he was waiting for me to go over. Oh, out of rounds, and he fucked up my arm. If your limb goes completely black like that, that means it's you know, you can't even heal it. It's basically just gone. You do need to, if you have heavy bleeding, all of your health will tick down evenly. So you need to get bleeding healed as soon as possible. So, since my arm is fucked up, my aim is going to be worse. You fucking brought friends! This is what I mean by them trying to guard the freaking point. Now, I could try to heal, but he would, of course, a real player would kill me, so it's best to just kill him first, and then heal up, and then try to extract. The head will be healed first, always, and then the thorax. Most vital areas. And of course you can... These down here, this is your bat utility belt. You got your weapons here. I could carry one extra weapon, but I don't. I'm trying to keep myself as light as possible, because it's just like Dark Souls. You'll have penalties at certain breakpoints for weight that you carry. Different movement penalties, and stamina will drain faster. Your hydration and your food will drain faster, so things like that. But of course you can drop your backpack like I said, which looks like this. And again, you can bait people with it, which I haven't done yet, but I have thought of a few strategies with many of the mechanics in this game. Cannot wait to try them. But I need to heal a little more. But yeah, every time you change one of your items and put it on your hotkey belt here, it will... Like if I run out of... like I just ran out of some healing stuff, if I buy more, it's not like gonna automatically just be on that same thing again. You have to physically drop, drag something back down to these, back down to your bat utility belt. So I'm gonna beeline it to the exit. I've killed plenty. One of the things that it's always a good idea to close this behind you. One of the things I meant by Rainbow Six is like when you went up to a door to breach it, it was like this, where it like had this menu, and you could do like it says bang and clear, flash and clear. That's what Rainbow Six used to be like, the originals. So you can breach this, well, not this side of the door. But if it was a normal wooden door, then you can kick it open. If I had a flashbang, I could flashbang it. Excellent. I really love it. So this is the actual extraction room. If you get close enough to this door, the extraction will begin. And they will try to... Players and scavs will try to come in and kill you before you extract. Like, even if you stand, like, at an angle behind a door, people will try to bounce a grenade or a flash grenade off the wall or the door to bounce it right at you if you're hiding behind here. But there are certain angles which are, like, more beneficial. So you want to get right... If I were you, I would try to get right at the extraction point. This is probably the best angle, I would say, for defense. But even like holding aim down sights, it drains. You have two different types of stamina. You have your your lower body stamina, which is your legs, and then you have your arm stamina for like aiming down sights. So the longer you aim down sights, you'll drain your ADS stamina. The longer you sprint, you'll drain your sprinting stamina. It's very interesting. So I killed 14. Not bad. Now we'll try to... I think I'll go in with the scav first, just to see if I can find the area that I'm supposed to go to, and if it even completes the quest. I'm not sure. Alrighty. Woods. See how we do. With your scav, you get like a random loadout. But the more you have reputation with built up with the scavs, I think the fence is the trader who represents the scavs. The more reputation you have with them, the higher the chance that you roll a really good loadout with on your scav. The lower the reputation, the higher the chance that it'll be a shit loadout. And if you die as a scav, you'll have to wait longer before you can play as a scav again. The higher the reputation, the shorter amount of time if you die, then you can play again. I don't even know what the average match wait time is. Hopefully it's not like Spellbreak, another game I loved but couldn't find any matching with. I heard it's pretty quick queues though. Yeah, it's 1 minute. It's not bad. I get about the same in a Warzone at this time of night. Loading loot. See how good this soundtrack is, and this isn't even one of the best tracks. What do you think is harder, Elden Ring or this game? Well, I would have to experience this one more as far as like, you know, the PvP, because I haven't done like the PMC stuff yet. I would say that this one is harder in the sense of, like in Elden Ring, if you die, at least you don't lose your gear. So there's that. I would say certain aspects are more difficult and certain aspects are not as difficult. Kind of a mixed bag. I think I messed up. Alright, so another thing, another thing is that when you choose a map to go on, either as a PMC or a scav, you can choose what time of day that you're dropped into. And I accidentally chose a nighttime because I wasn't paying attention. And this is quite bad. This is not ideal. This is something, night maps, I think, are something that more advanced players would do because they have the gear, you know, they have the night vision gear, they have the flashlights and the laser and the, you know, just everything, the holographic sights. If you are a brand new player dropping into a night map, then you're definitely playing on hard mode. But I don't know if I can leave as a scav without penalty. Yeah, I'll get a penalty if I try to leave, so well, I accidentally did it. Fuck. Well, let's try to... What's the penalty? That's a good thing to know. You've left. If you leave the raid, you lose all your loot and you receive the left the action exit status. What does that do, though? Well, let's do it again during the day. Do it again. Oh, it's going to be a half-an-hour cooldown. Alright, well, I guess we'll do it with the PMC then. This time I'll choose the close to the afternoon. Yeah. Not going to do offline, we're just going to go. Ensure. I haven't tried to ensure anything yet, not quite sure how it works. Select weapons, gear, and items in your inventory to ensure them and have a chance to get them back if they were not looted and extracted by others after your death. So it only works if you don't get looted? What good is that? Like... It's like saying, hey, if you go to your bank and say, give me property insurance, but if somebody steals your shit, then you don't get reimbursed. What? Insurance conditions depend on specific traders, your standing with traders, and insurance history. Well, I don't know how any of that works, so... Oh, I can insure with either therapist or proper. Return rate unknown. Return rate very slow. I'm gonna have to watch, like, I'm gonna have to look at the wiki for what the fuck all this is. Let's try insuring my gun. It's 6,000 to insure it? 7,000 almost? Alright. Might as well give it a try. Is there like an insure all button? Guess not. Okay, so these are specific matches I can choose, or I can just hit ready. I'll just do random. Look at that, it shows you a custom server list immediately, automatically, without you having to do anything. Sorry for hitting the mic. Have you seen the Rings of Power yet? No, I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not interested in someone taking Shakespeare and then rewriting Shakespeare, thinking, you know, hey, I'll trick people into watching it just because it says it's Shakespeare. It's not what he wrote, but, you know, who cares? It says it's Shakespeare, and I bought it, so whatever, I'll do what I want. I don't get time with that shit. Buy Tolkien, completely changed. Don't even respect what's in the appendices. Don't even follow the lore that's in the appendices and contradict so much lore in elsewhere and pretty much everywhere else. What a joke. Blue says, hopping in just to say, have a good stream. I'll be here for the next one. Excellent. Thank you, good sir. I'm getting up to 2 minutes this time. That's about my average. Giggity. Oh yeah, another great thing is the dialogue wheel. Like the implementation of it is so good. Like I think Y, pardon me, I think Y is the default. One moment. Take a drink here. Anyway, I think Y is the default key for like the voice lines and stuff, but it's also contextual. So if something happens, like say if you get injured, then you press Y and it will alert your team, hey, I'm injured. If you run out of rounds or you're low on rounds, you press Y and it will say, you know, I'm low on rounds or I need to reload, cover me, you know, stuff like that. It's all contextual. It's not like you have to hold down Y, select this specific thing on the wheel. You can do that if you want to, but it's much more intuitive than many other games. So many nice little touches. 3 minutes that time. Still not bad for midnight. Past midnight. Alrighty. Let's see how we do on our first live PMC match ever. Okay.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Accidentally pressed my
movies.
Voice line. F1 is some general voice lines as well. Alright, we're ready. Hold on, let me wipe off my... Don't you love it when you get like little crumbs and stuff? Or a strand of hair or crap like that on your mouse pad? Alright. So I have no idea where to go. We're trying to find, I think, a package that was left by Jaeger for mechanic. So we're supposed to find, and there's like a little quest flavor text that says I'm supposed to find where the hunter would wait for the prey or something like that. So I guess we're wandering around trying to find stuff. Trying to find the quest. Oh, and I can loot stuff. I can actually loot stuff now, so... and take it out with me if I live. But I also have no idea where the extraction point is. So that's another problem. Even if I loot, like, the best stuff in the game, if I don't know where the extraction is, and how much time, I've got 38 minutes to find the quest item and then find the extraction. Presumably without any assistance. So where would the hunter wait for the prey? Definitely not in the industrial part, I would say. Come on. I don't know if that's a PMC or I don't know if that's a player or a scav. Pot shot. I think he's over here. Catch your breath, blow hard. Is he not there? Huh. This weapon is not exactly ideal for this long range, long engagement distance map. But we shall make do. Could be, if I remember correctly, I think there's a sniper boss on this map. And of course a sniper boss in a, you know, controlled by a computer is very scary. I think he's around that rock though. I don't know if I could even kill a boss with my loadout. Be very, very quiet. I'm sneaking up on scavs. At least I don't think it's a player. Maybe I was wrong. Deceptive sound design. Alrighty. I don't hear anyone. If you go into bushes, it will slow down your movement significantly. Like a roadblock. Is there destruction? Like, can you burn down the trees? That dude is close. I don't think so. But I'll let you know once I get a Molotov cocktail. Cocktail. Giggity. Where'd he go? It's gotta be a scav, because I can't... He's like moving completely silently. He keeps rotating as soon as I get, like, As soon as I start closing in. Would this be where a hunter would meet prey? $33. Great map design, too. It's another fantastic plus. I guess a derelict tank. I have the high ground. Where to go? Let's check this building for loot real quick. Although our time is limited. It's limited considering the fact that we don't know where we're going. Oh, wires. A harness. A sex harness. How many slots? 18 slots. How many is this one? We got 10. I think my other one has 18 too. I don't need this. Nothing. Freaking shanty. A Hamlet. We were just talking about Shakespeare and there's a Hamlet. Shakes-Tolkien spear. Shakes Tolkien's spear. Also giggity. When you get rich enough, you can have someone shake the piss off your dick too. This looks promising for where I might find the item. I'm guessing it's got to be like a natural area. Maybe a campsite. Jaeger does look like a camper. And he talks like a freaking Indian mystic. So I'm guessing either campsite. Like some bear traps or something. Some traps or a wigwam. I don't fucking know. Wide open spaces. Sure would be nice to have a magnified scope at this point. Trying to memorize the map, get my bearings. I guess this is the highest one. I think the other one's just a skybox. I'd have to go over there though. So let's see what's over here. And that slows down so fast, or so much.